Document type related to header, related informations of the document, posting key, line item informations, and document number range, creating the number range for each transaction. And whatever the transactions we will post, any document, it may be related to customer, vendor, asset, whatever. So every document is linked with one document header, and each document header is linked with one document number range. So that we discussed. Then basically posting key, it is line item control, all these and different account types having or linked with different posting keys, number range. Okay, then we discuss the field settings or field settings variant. These are the configurations so far whatever we have completed. It is not related to any company code. These all configurations are created except the number range. It is created at client level, and that's why we can use it with any company code, not specifically for one company code. Next settings, that is user tolerance. So the word tolerance means fixing the limit. Okay, for example, if I am the accountant and I want to post a transaction, I should have some authorization, some accountability, and some limit. That means up to that I can only post the transaction. So let's say in organization we have different type of users are there. Some are, let's say, accountant, or we can say these are the end users, maybe team lead, managers. Under this we have different type of people are there. Right. So when we are going to fix the limit, we are not going to fix the limit for every individual or every user. Rather, we will fix the limit or tolerance for one particular group. Okay, that means some tolerance for this group, and this group. Let's say this is group A or group 1, group 2, group 3. From where we will get this user list? Users, the basis will create the user, like you have your user IDs. So basis will create the users, and these users we are going to assign to group, and for one group we are going to fix the limit. So let's say you are going to post the transactions something like this: rent 5,000, salary 10,000, then advertisement 2,000. All are your debit entries. Credit entries. So when you are going to post the transaction, you have a couple of debit entries and credit entries. So all total, this is your document. So that means we are going to fix a limit for document. Also individual line transactions. So we are going to fix the limit for individual lines or individual items also. That means document limit and line limit for one group. For example, let's say for this group, the document limit is 1 lakh. Line limit is 40,000. That means any user from this group, they can maximum post one document with 1 lakh and one document, and in every line 40,000. Total of debit and total of credit. So this is your document total, and in line wise you can see the amount, all this there. So that means this is your line limit. So if any line maximum limit is, for me it is 40,000. If amount is more than that, system will not accept it. Then what is the process? We'll enter it, or we'll process this one. I can enter this right? I can enter this, but instead of posting, I can park the document so that through workflow, this will flow from this user to another user, and that user will accept it and they will post it. So while posting, we will see. But right now we are going to fix the tolerance limit only for user. So different tolerance are there: customer vendor tolerance, GL tolerance. Okay, then in MM also some more tolerance will be there. It's nothing but fixing a limit, upper limit and lower limit. Transaction code OBA4 through navigation. Go to document, global setting, document, tolerance group, define tolerance group for employees. Directly we will not create the tolerance. First go to assign user tolerance group. That means under one company code, you may have multiple groups are there. Assign user tolerance group, new entry, username, then the group what you want to assign. Like if I will see, so group 1. That means any rule we have to create under for this user, that should be with group 1 only. Define tolerance group for employees, new entry, group 1, then company code. Next question, is the group creation is mandatory? Maybe in training system you can't skip the group. So that means at company code level you can post. So any user can post the transaction. But in real case, group is mandatory. Amount per document and amount per line item. For the timing, skip all this. In next topic we will see. Okay, done. Now if you want to see what are the configurations so far we have completed related to global setting, so you can verify this. Go to transaction code OBY6, that is the global parameter view. Search your company code and go to details. So far what we completed, we have selected one fiscal year variant that we configured and we assigned also. Field status we configured, we assigned. Posting period we have configured, we have assigned. And this is company code is part of company. This much we have completed. Now coming to first sub module or the next topic, general ledger accounting. Okay, GL. So that day I asked you like why the GL is important, or what are the things what you understand from GL. So GL is now, it's not only any sub module, right? Right now in ECC it is GL is sub module, but if you are going to upgrade to S4 HANA, everything is part of GL only. That means that your CO, asset accounting, COPA, material ledger, everything is part of GL. So rather we can say it's one concept, or everything we are going to integrate with GL. How it will be integrated, we will see. But GL is, we can say it's a segment. Lot of things are linked with this particular, that means with GL. So we will first do some configuration settings related to GL. First point is your chart of account. Okay, so first I'm going to configure classic GL, then next new GL. Chart of account. So what is chart of account? And this chart of account concept is not only available in SAP, other ERPs also they are using the same concept. I know in Oracle also they are using the same concept. So what is chart of account? It is the list of GL. Chart of account is the list of general ledgers, and at chart of account level we are going to define certain parameters like length of GL, language of GL, length of GL, language of GL, cost element. Okay, so what is length of GL? For example, we have one salary account and that salary account number is 2000. Now what is the length? Length is 20003, 2000. That means length is 4. So what the GL length would be, that you are going to define at chart of account level. So here the length will be minimum 1, maximum 10. So you can take any GL number 1 to 10, and that you are going to define here. Let's say I will take here 5. The length of GL is 5. Then language of ledger. So in which language you want to maintain? English. And this is not exactly cost element. I will tell you what is the field name. Controlling integration. Same concept, meaning is same. Controlling integration. Controlling integration means we are going to integrate FI with CO, or we are going to integrate CO with FI. So because postings will be always there in the FI module, or that means from FICO integration point of view, and data will flow, the transaction data will flow to the CO module. Okay, for this we have to do the integration through cost element. We have one dedicated topic is there that we will see during our CO configuration. Right now you skip it. Okay, then see the type of chart of account. Types of chart of account. There are 3 types of chart of accounts are there. One is your operating chart of account, group chart of account, and country specific chart of account. Let's see one by one. Whatever the transaction you are going to do in organization or business point of view, everything will come under your operating chart of account. Whatever you post the transaction, chart of account required, operating chart of account required. You execute report, master data creation, everything. The first point it will like it's required operating chart of account. Let me show you any report. You can take the balance report, line item report, master report. First thing it is required chart of account. That means everything we are going to create under the operating chart of account directly or maybe indirectly. See, all the reports you will get in the information system. For example, I need the account balance. What is the first field? Chart of account. That means whatever the transaction we are going to post, our aggregate tables data is also we are going to get it through chart of accounts. Then okay, it's balance report only. Line item report. Chart of account. Okay, documents are posted at company code. Come to master data. Chart of account. So it's mandatory you have to configure the operating chart of account, and this operating chart of account created at all the chart of account created at client level. So you need to assign to the company code. Okay, so that means it's mandatory for all operational activity. And it's mandatory also. It's mandatory to have the operating chart of account. So thumb rule is whatever the activity or everything we are going to do, everything is linked with your operating chart of account. Now coming to group chart of account. In which situation we need the group chart of account? Group chart of accounts are required for material ledger for group reporting and intercompany transaction. Let's take one example. We have a company code A, company code B. In company code A, we are manufacturing, let's say, the finished product. So let's say we are manufacturing the car, and here we are manufacturing the car and we are selling. Here we are manufacturing the engine and we are selling. The cost of the engine is, let's say, $5,000. The cost of engine in company code B, it is $5,000. And in there are two views are there. Okay, right now you don't know. So there are two views are there. One is your legal view and group view. So if you'll see, okay, let me complete the data. So the cost of engine 5,000. Here we can sell the engine to company code B. That means we need the engine. So this engine can be used in the company code A, company code A. That means in while manufacturing the car, or that may be in open market also we can sell. Something like spares, right? So spares can be consumed in the finished product, and spares can be consumed in the open market also, or we can sell in the open market. So the cost of engine is 5,000. When they're transferring this product to the another company code, they're adding a internal profit of 1,000 and they're selling at 6,000. So what is the cost for this company? Cost is 6,000. What is the revenue for this company code? 6,000. If we'll take the company code B, legal view, legal view of company code A, company code B. Here cost is 6,000. Here revenue is 6,000. Okay, this is legal view. And what required? Operating chart of account required. Operating for this activity or for this transaction, we need the that means operating chart of account should be required, or it should be assigned to the company code A, and operating chart of account should be company code B. So both the chart of accounts may be same or may be different. That means same chart of account you can assign to both the company code, or it may be different also. Similarly, when you will go for group view, in group view, so this will be 5,000 only. That means internal profits we are going to remove here. So 1,000 debit here, 1,000 credit here. So ultimately impact is 0. So that means group profit we are going to remove here, or the profit, internal profit we are going to remove here, and we will record this cost as when we'll do the stock valuation, we will use this as 5,000. So in this type of scenario, we need the group chart of account. Individual transactions, operating chart of account. Group transactions or group these things with group chart of account. And this is optional, not mandatory.
So it seems like group chart of accounts is more like the elimination entries, right, for intercompany? Is that what kind of refer?
Not elimination entry. Here we are not going to consider the internal profits.
Okay.
Somewhere we will debit the profits, somewhere it is like, for example, here it is a credit entry for 1,000. Here it is debit entry. When you will consolidate it, stock valuation purpose, or when we will prepare the financial statements for your consolidation purpose, we are going to remove this 1,000. There we need the group chart of account. Individual financial statements, operating chart of account. Country specific, rarely we are using. If any country we are going to follow, which is specifically we have to follow certain rules, which is not applicable to other parameters, or like not overall configuration it is required. Some specific, for example, let's say some legal requirements are there and we have to follow the certain rules. Then in that case, country specific chart of account you can create. So like rarely. That means how many chart of accounts we can assign to a company code? Answer is 2. But not the operating and group. This is operating chart of account and country specific chart of account. We never assign the group chart of account to company code. Then what about the group chart of account? Group chart of account we will assign to the operating chart of account. That means let's say company code A, company code A and company code B. So operating chart of account of company code A is, let's say X. This is your operating chart of account. Operating chart of account. This is operating chart of account for B is Y. So individual operating chart of account you are going to assign to the company code. So this will be assigned to here. This will be assigned here. Same way we are going to create one more chart of account, that is G, and that we are going to assign to X and Y. Okay, so first create XY to operating chart of account, assign those operating chart of account to company code. Then create one more chart of account as Z that you have to assign to the operating chart of account. Then it becomes the group chart of account. So group chart of account is nothing but same, we are creating one chart of account that we will assign to multiple operating chart of accounts. Then it becomes the group chart of account. Okay, let's configure this one. Transaction code OB13.
Can you assign the operating and the what was the other one, the specific chart of accounts to the same company code, the one company code,
You
or is it
can
had?
you can assign, that means operating chart of account and country specific to one company code.
Okay, so that allows you both kind of reporting if
Both,
it's local.
let's say all our configurations, everything is coming under this part. Some specific configuration, certain let's say bank interest in that country, it is not legally accepted or something, let's say. So those configurations we can configure under the operating chart of account, because when we will configure or we will do the account determination, country specific, I mean one chart of account is required. So those configurations we can't add here because due to the legal requirement. So maybe we can add this in under this company code, and both as assigned to same company code, so it will reflect in your company code all reports.
Okay.
This is just, we can say, additional chart of account if required. General ledger accounting, new, master data, GL accounts, preparation, edit chart of account list, new entry, take something. So it's 4 digit, anything you can take here. Let's say first I'm creating the group chart of account, WM00. Group chart of account. Maintenance language, English. Length of GL, it's up to you, let's say 4. Control integration, right now don't do anything. We will do this while doing the CO. Then group chart of account. This one is itself group chart of account. Save it. Okay, done. Group chart of account created. Create one more. WM10. This is operating chart of account. length of GL, let's say 6. Now add here the group chart of account. Operating chart of account W10, group chart of account WM00. Like this, maybe in future you will create one more chart of account, that is WM20. Assign this one there also. So it becomes the group chart of account for, sorry, this one. Group chart of account for operating chart of account W10, operating chart of account W20. Okay, give me 1 second. Save it. Now coming to GL account group. Next setting is, sorry, I missed it. We need to assign to the company code. So same chart of account we can assign to multiple company code. And in fact, your requirement is there. If you are going to add same one controlling area to multiple company codes, or multiple company code you are going to add in the same controlling area, then it's mandatory. It should be the common chart of account. Assign company code to chart of account. Company code and your chart of account. Assign the operating, not the group, and if required, country specific. GL account group OBD4. Basically this group we are creating for master data record, that means GL masters, right? So in one organization how many ledgers will be there, that we can't specify. So multiple or different type of ledgers will be there, but what type of ledgers will be there, that we can specify. First of all, don't confuse whatever the group I am going to create here. These groups are related to your GL master, not for financial statement. That means when you are going to prepare the balance sheet and profit and loss, we have different categories are there. We have current asset, again under current asset, different receivables, stocks, so many things are there. But right now the group what we are going to create, it is master data point of view. So in GL master, when you will create, you have categories like, for example, let's say, maybe you will take production expenditure. Okay, maybe you have admin expenditure. Admin expense, or maybe all total you can take one group, expenses. Then you have revenue. Okay, then you have, let's say, fixed asset, current asset. Like this, you have different categories are there, or different groups will be there. Each GL account group we are going to define with 4-digit code. So anything you can take here. For example, I will take this W100, or you can take something alphabet, W200, W300, like this. And for each group, you are going to create one number range, but this number range is for master data. Okay, for example, this is 1000-1499. That means any ledger related to production expenditure or your operation expenditure, we can create under these two, this range. Okay, like the document number, but that document number range we have created for posting of document. Here it is for master record. If it is admin expenditure, maybe we can take 1500 to 1999. So if user will select the number as 1500, but wrongly assign the group as production expenditure, what will happen? We will see. System will not accept. So basically, this group level, what we are going to do, we are going to categorize whatever the ledgers are there. So let's say they have 2000 ledgers are there. So we need to categorize how many ledger groups will be there. So maybe they can say all expenses we want to put it in one group, all revenues or one group, or balance sheet item one group. So in fact, if we'll create like this 3 groups, it's enough, because these are, we are going to link with master data point of view. So when user will create the ledger, they have to select the appropriate group. Okay, this 4-digit is for technical information. This is technical info, and this is for description. This is for information purpose. That means if I am the user and I need to create the factory wages, I have to select the group as production expenditure, not W100. But in report or technically, it will come under the W100. This is one point. Then why we need the GL group? The master data settings, one is your classification. Or categorization of ledger master. Another option, why another point is required, one is your number range, GL number range. So we are going to control the GL number range. Control GL number range. Then field settings. Field settings of GL master. The concept is same what we discussed yesterday. Any field we can control of through this tool, but not from document. Document is controlled by field status variant. GL master is controlled by GL account group. So only these 3 functions can be controlled by the GL account group. So create one GL account group. See, whatever the group I'm going to take, maybe your group maybe like same, or maybe you can take different, because there is no restriction is there, because we are not going to follow any statutory requirement. If it is statutory requirement, then it's mandatory. You have to follow the company law or whatever the reporting is required. Don't confuse this one with the balance sheet items. In balance sheet, maybe equity and fixed asset, 2 different things. Here it is same. Both are part of balance sheet item. There is no difference between equity and fixed asset, equity and current asset, or any item which is balance sheet, that is one ledger master point of view there. So when we are going to create the GL, there are 2 categories are there: profit and loss, balance sheet in ECC. That means when you are going to create the ledger, either it will be a P&L item or balance sheet item, no third category. Internally, just we are going to divide the GL. So that's why whatever I am configuring, maybe your configuration may different. Define account group, new entry, add the chart of account, account group, then expenses, right? Direct expenses, direct or production expenditure, 1000 to 1499. Administrative expense, sorry, this is chart of account is W10, right? W300, 100, 200, 300. This I can take revenue. W400, fixed asset, in future if required any new GL group, then our account group we can create. So why it is called as account? Because GL is known as your account, so that's why it is known as account group. So we can add it here also if anything required. Okay, let me add one more also. W700. There are certain items which is not part of your fixed asset, current liability. So general balance sheet category I'm going to create. So take this as balance sheet items. For example, accumulated depreciation. So it is not part of any three items. So we can add it here.
So let me ask you, in this case, we looked at the group chart of accounts. Is it the same thing as account groups, or account groups fall within the operational chart of accounts?
No, account groups is linked with your operating chart account.
Okay. And what's the group chart of accounts? Because I'm a little confused between
Group chart of account is used for, see, chart of account is different concept, group is different concept. Group is something, let me go to the master data. For example, here you can see, I have created one ledger. So when you are creating the ledger, it's coming under one group. All the ledgers are part of chart of account, but it is coming under one particular group. So what group, that depends on the configuration. So all these groups are there. So it's up to the user in which group they want to take, provided that system should accept. For example, here I will take, that means a different one. So system will not accept because in backend we did the configuration in a different way. So this is related to this group.
Okay, so you're
GL
creating
master
a
group.
So you're creating a GL master group right now, basically.
Yes, this is GL account group. So same GL master group, same thing.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Chart of account is different. Chart of account is for higher level. That means when you are going to create the org structure, so your chart of account will come here. First client, then chart of account, I mean operating chart of account. And this one you can assign with any company code. Company code A, company code B, company code C. So chart of account is above the company code. So that's why we are doing the assignment. Group, under this chart of account, you are creating some master data point of view, some groups. That is different thing. It is not coming under any hierarchy or any criteria here.
Okay. The only thing that threw me off is the group chart of. So I understand the groups that we are creating, but are they similar to the group chart of accounts that you were explaining earlier, or is that different from that?
Group chart of account is completely different.
Okay.
This account group is related to master data.
All right,
Master data
understood.
different thing, and chart of account. The chart of account basically we are using for multiple functionalities. Maybe you are going to create a master data under the chart of account, postings under the chart of accounts. Okay, any auto postings, account determination under the chart of account. So many functionalities are there, but
Right.
this one is only for specific purpose. That is GL account group. That's it.
Okay. Understand.
Okay, yeah. So these are the general settings we are doing for GL master or GL related things. Next one, retained earning. OB53. Okay, this is one important concept. Follow me carefully. Whenever you are going to create any GL master, there are two categories are there. Either it is part of your P&L item or it is part of balance sheet item. Okay, see here. Profit and loss, balance sheet. It's a profit and loss item. This radio button is selected. For example, let's say it's balance sheet item. So two radio buttons are there. Whatever the GL item, you need to select that radio button. If it is balanced item, let's say machine. You acquired the machine. Cost of the machine is 1 lakh. Then you calculated the depreciation for this year. Let's say 10,000. Then closing balance 90,000. Now tell me what we will close this account this year for 2018 Now what we will do, this closing balance 90,000. What you are going to do?
So you're going to create as an opening balance for the next year, basically.
Next year, yes. That means we are going to carry forward this balance to the next year as opening balance to the same account. That means if it is account number, if this is the account number 2500, then we are going to carry forward the balance to the same account 2500. Okay, take another account. Salary account. You keep on posting different transactions throughout the year, and here we have a closing balance or debit balance of 1,40,000. Now what we will do, this account balance, we will carry forward to the next year.
It goes to retained earnings on the balance sheet, basically.
It will go to the P&L.
Yeah, PN. Well, it's
Okay.
yeah.
No, we are not talking from SAP point of view right now.
Okay.
Okay, so it will go to
Yeah.
your P&L. This
Right.
item will go to balance sheet item. This will go to the profit and loss. So that means when user will carry forward the balance, so they will run this T code. But nowhere here it is specified which ledger balance we will transfer where. We have a ledger is there, leading or non-leading, company code is there, and carry forward to fiscal year. That means to which fiscal year we are going to carry forward. So here we will take 2019. But nowhere it is specified. That means these are the list of ledgers we will transfer to the same account. These are the ledgers we will transfer to P&L. It's not selected there. So that's why at the time of ledger master creation, we have to specify which ledger balance will go to where. Okay, so that's why instead of directly transferring to P&L, we will transfer to retained earning account. Okay, we will transfer to returning an account. But right now, why we are discussing this? Let me show you. I'm going to create one GL for this company code. Okay, so I'm going to create one GL. Just follow me. So what is our group? I want to create a, let's say, expense account. Let's take this one, 1000. Company code WM10. Click enter, and I'm getting the error. No profit and loss statement account type is defined. That means it is mandatory step when you are going to create a GL, you have to specify where you are going to transfer. You are going to transfer here balance sheet, or you are going to transfer to profit and loss or balance sheet. If it is profit and loss, then you need to define the statement account type now. Then only we can create the GL master. So that's why this step is required. Otherwise, this step is not required now. Okay, we don't need the return earning account now. This is a month year-end activity. For that we need. But without this defining this, we can't create the GL master. Okay, defined the return earning account. Define returning account OB53. Select your chart of account. This is one auto, that means manually nobody is going to transfer the balance. So this is one account determination process. So specific account determination means again part of chart of account. Specify your operating chart of account. Take the profit and loss statement type. Anything A to Z, anything you can take here. One or multiple return account also you can take here. Then add the account. But right now we don't have any account. So leave it now. Save it. System is asking the account, but right now you don't have any GL. We have not created an return account. In future we will create and we will add it. Just ignore it. Save. Okay. Now if we try to create the GL master, I can create it. Now it's accepted. Fine. So these are the general settings related to master data creation. So that means so far we have completed the configuration. Next part is your master data. We will create the master data. Then we will post the FI transactions from classic GL point of view. Then we will add the new GL. So master data we will see tomorrow because it will take time. I need to explain all these fields. Khalil, Rajesh, any question?
No, I'm good so far, actually. You explain it very well. It seems like I'm getting everything. Very strange here.
Okay, thank you. Rajesh, any question?
Pradeep, kindly share your contact number, so that I need it for the remote assistance. Whenever this is very much technical session, so I'm getting very
So
less.
whenever you have any question, you just send me a mail. I will reply as soon as possible.
Well, that
Because I'm working, sharing number. First of all, sharing, I'm not authorized to share number. Okay, all the communication should be through SpiritSoft only. So whenever you have any query, you just mail me. I will respond, or you can also add in the Hangout. And there also you can discuss with me. Okay. For example, you are getting some doubt. Just mail me. Take the screenshot. Show me the. It will be clarified. Numbers are not feasible because I'm in office, so you can understand.
No, I won't call you any time. I will call you as per your convenient.
No, calling is not required. I'm telling, calling is not required. You just first you send the mail. If you are not getting the reply or if it is ignored, then maybe you can raise this question. So all the all your mails will be answered.
If I'm working as an end user, right? So if I'm getting any technical issue related to any transaction code, so that I think I should, if I give a call so that he can assist me.
What technical issue means? I'm not getting.
Like suppose I'm executing a cost center report, how to extract it from the SAP as an end user for the analysis purpose. Right, or profitability analysis I'm doing product wise. So what the transaction code I should execute, and what are the inputs which I need
what you want to discuss with, like you want to call, the same thing, you just mail me. You can discuss with Srinivas because it is
yesterday I spoke to him, but he was also denied.
Number, no, we can't share number because trainers are not authorized to share the number. So that's why only mail communication is possible. So you can, or if any, like sometimes let's say mail is not clarified, then only Srinivas will do the conference call. If you want to speak with me, Srinivas only, I'm not authorized to share the number.
If you are not available, then any other person who could assist me in the remote connection.
We check with Srinivas if. Okay.
Thank you, Pradeep. I'm trying. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any query, anything, if you will mail me, I will answer immediately, as soon as possible. From different students, I'm getting around